The Sabbath will separate the obedient from the rebellious. A storm is coming, not the kind that rattles windows or floods streets, but a divine storm of judgment that will separate, divide, and expose every heart. And at the center of it stands one day, the Sabbath. Not just a day of rest, but a test of allegiance. Because the Sabbath is more than a command, it is God's sign, His seal, His dividing line between those who obey His voice and those who follow the traditions of men. Exodus 31:13 declares, "Verily, my Sabbaths ye shall keep, for it is a sign between me and you throughout your generations, that ye may know that I am the Lord that doth sanctify you." Not Sunday, not any day you choose. The Sabbath, the seventh day, the one God Himself made holy. And yet, men treat it like trash, tossing it aside with arrogant defiance. Pastors preach around it, priests overwrite it, imams deny it, skeptics scoff at it. But God never changed it. Not in Genesis, not at Sinai, not at the cross, not in heaven. The Sabbath has always been and will always be the mark of divine authority, a banner declaring, "I serve the Creator, not the crowd." You say it's legalism. No, it's loyalty. You say it's bondage. No, it's freedom from the chains of man-made religion. The Sabbath is the test, and it is coming to every soul. Just like in Eden, where obedience was tested with a tree, so now, in the end time, obedience is tested with a day. It will separate the wheat from the tares, the faithful from the deceived, the bride from the harlot, the obedient from the rebellious, because you can't fake obedience. You either obey God or you don't. And the Sabbath, not Sunday, not some spiritual rest, not a day you choose. The biblical Sabbath, the seventh day, will be the line in the sand. You say, "It doesn't matter what day." God says, "Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy." Exodus 28. You say, "We're under grace." God says, "Blessed are they that do His commandments." Revelation 22:14. You say, "Jesus is our Sabbath." God says, "From one Sabbath to another shall all flesh come to worship before me." Isaiah 66:23. So whose word will you obey? Your pastor? Your denomination? Or the God who wrote it in stone? Revelation 14:12 makes it clear. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus. Not one or two commands, all 10, including the one everyone forgets but God told us to remember. And soon, when Sunday laws rise and the pressure to conform explodes, the world will be forced to choose. Not between good and evil as they define it, but between obedience to God or obedience to man. And the deciding issue will be the day of worship. God's day, the Sabbath, or man's counterfeit, Sunday. The Sabbath is heaven's final test. It will separate the obedient from the rebellious, and you cannot stand in the middle. There is no neutral ground, no maybe, no I'll wait. Because to delay is to disobey, to excuse is to rebel, and to rebel is to fall. So I ask you, with eternity hanging in the balance, when the test comes, whose side will you be on?